Hey, how is it going? Today you are going to learn how to add personalized calls to action to any videos and how to create dynamic landing pages like this one here. This calls to action, these landing pages with personalized information to any video with any video so that you can engage with your contacts at scale and automatically regardless of the video, not only with personalized videos but also just with any video you already have. Okay, so in this case we're going to do it with data that comes from Google Sheets that connects with Pirsonal through the Zapier platform. Okay, so the data will come from this document here, and we're going to connect Google Sheets to Pirsonal through the Zapier application integrations platform. Okay, that's our main goal today. As you probably already know, Pirsonal is a personalized video marketing platform that allows you, that helps you engage with your saturated audiences at scale and automatically using multimedia content that is personalized so that you can increase engagement, accelerate sales, and basically break the saturation gap between your audiences and your marketing messages using the power of personalization and multimedia content. We help you do that at scale and automatically in a flexible way regardless of your workflow. Okay, and I'm going to show you how, in this case using Google Sheets, Zapier, and Pirsonal. The first step, if you only want to add personalized calls to action to an existing video that is not a personalized video, just on any video you already have, and if you want to create landing pages for your contacts, all you have to do is to create a personal project for Pirsonal Player. Okay, so in order to do that, simply go here to my templates. In my templates, go to New Pirsonal Player, and you'll find the page to create a new Pirsonal Player project. I'm going to name this one Hotel Upselling 01 because in this example, let's say I want to increase hotel sales by upselling products to each one of these contacts here. This is the product I want to upsell to Liam with a 5% discount. Okay, and then James, and then Benjamin, and all these people here. Right, so I'm going to create a new project, Hotel Upselling 01. If you want to connect Pirsonal with another application to scale the messaging, marketing communications, then use webhooks. It's the most efficient way to do that. To connect Pirsonal to MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, SendFox, any application you use on your site, webhooks are the best way to do that in my opinion. Now the next step, I'm not going to focus on this one here. I record another video for that one. The next step here is to select the background video. This background video can be dynamic, like the source of the content can be dynamic or it can be static. Dynamic means that maybe I have a different background video depending on the product I have here. Okay, so for spa I have one product video, for spa plus dinner I have another background video. So I could make that video content like the source dynamic, like the MP4 dynamic, but I'm going to use a static content, which is what we call here template media. Okay, it could be dynamic or static. I'm going to use a template media, which means that it's static. If it is a template media, this content can come from my computer, so that then it is hosted by Pirsonal. This is recommended because we use adaptive streaming. We support any video resolution, so basically the end viewer will always watch the video with a good experience across the globe, because we also support, this is distributed through a CDN, content delivery network. It could also come from a fixed URL. Okay, it could also come from an Amazon S3 account, and it could come from your personal account. In this case, I already have this content hosted in my personal account, Hotel Demo. I'm going to save this template, and the first time you save it, it will take you to the campaign tool. The campaign tool is a tool to create videos and the links and landing pages, the personalized calls to action using a CSV. I am not going to use the campaign tool right now. although I am going to use a spreadsheet, but in this case, Google Sheets, okay, a Google Sheets document. Okay, so you can just skip this page. Don't think about it right now, it's not relevant. Our next step is to come to Zapier. If you don't have a Zapier account, go create a free one. And if you already have one, that's great as well. Zapier is an integrations platform. It moves data from one application to another application. Through the personal app for Zapier, which is a native application built by us, you can bring data from ActiveCampaign, Salesforce, HubSpot, any application that integrates with Zapier or even webhooks, so that you can bring data from those applications. Personal then would create the content automatically, and then you can also connect Personal to any other application to have a full automated process, which is something I strongly recommend. So I am going to connect this document to Personal through Zapier. In order to do that, you need to create a new Zap. A Zap is basically the connection between at least two applications. You will always find one trigger and at least one action. Okay, you can have many actions, but you can only have one trigger. So I'm going to select, in this case, Google Sheets. The event I am going to use is the following. I want to use this document here. And what I want to do is that whenever this document here is updated, then I want the Personal application to automatically create a landing page and a personalized call to action like this for each one of these contacts that are added to this document. All right. So in order to do that, you will need to have like the first row with the column titles, let's say, and then some sample information. What I did, which is something I recommend, is to create another worksheet here that has the data I want to use as a reference, so that later on just copy the information from this document and paste it in this document. Okay, that's just the way my brain works. You can do it or not. That's up to you. All right, so the trigger event I am going to choose is this one here, new spreadsheet row. You can choose any other one that works for you. This is the one I want to use right now. Conceptually speaking, it's the same. You click continue. And now let's select the account. I want to use this account here. In that account, I will find this document, demo Personal Player project. I need to choose a spreadsheet, which is this one here. Then the worksheet. In this case, I usually have a draft one and a production one. This is the production one and this is the draft one. So I'm going to use this one here, the production one. That's just, again, the way I work, my brain, the way my brain works. You click continue and it will show you some sample data, which will be actually this one here. Okay, whatever you add it there. Test trigger, and it will bring the data from that document. So you can see here, liam@gmail.com, spa, 5% discount. All this information here from email and first name is just fake information for the purpose of this demonstration or tutorial. You click continue. And now it's time to connect your personal account. Now, the first time you do this, if you haven't done it before, you will need to accept invitation for the personal application for Zapier. That application has been there forever. We haven't published publicly yet. At some point we'll do it, but you'll find it here in integrations. Or if you don't find it here because we have updated our UI, you'll find it under connections here, okay? Just because we're making changes as we speak. So here, you simply type personal, if you already have it. So this one here, just choose the latest application available, personal. Now it's time to select the action event. This is the thing we want to happen. We want Personal to create a personalized video. In this case, more specifically, we wanted to add a personal call to action to the video and to create a landing page. To simplify, we call everything a personalized video. You might use the real personalized video, you might use just the call to action, you might use the landing page. It really depends on the type of account you have on your site, okay? So I'm going to select create personalized video, and this will also show the next step, which is connect your account. My account is already connected, but let me do it for you. So the first time you do this, you will need to find your account details, your account ID and account secret here in settings. Okay, so you would choose connect account. If you haven't done it before, connect a new account. That's what you will find. And then you would be asked to add your account ID and account secret from Pirsonal. Those are your security details, your login credentials for our API or any third-party application that connects with our application needs those details. Okay, you'll find them again here under settings. You click here in settings, and there you'll find your account ID and account secret. Simply add them there, and in the process you just need to follow the steps shown by Zapier. Then I'll click continue. And my account will be connected, and now it's time to find the template or project you've added to your account. In this case, as a reminder, the project I created is called Hotel Upselling 01. So depending on the type of project or template you have selected, you'll see some fields available for personalization. In this case, I'm creating a personal player project, so I'm not personalizing the background, like the content of the video in the background with dynamic images, text, videos, audios, and so on. I'm just adding a personalized call to action to an existing video, and also creating a landing page for those videos / those contacts. Okay, so I have less options here, which is great because it helps me save loads of time, okay, and money. So here I'm going to map the data from my spreadsheet. So reminder, here we have first name, email, upsell, product, and discount. So I'm going to map these fields. For these fields here are for the video metadata. Okay, all these fields are for the video metadata. And these fields are really powerful because this is a really easy way to send data from one application to another application. Let's say that I'm bringing data from this document, then Pirsonal will create the content, like this example here, and maybe once the content is created, I want to update MailChimp or ActiveCampaign, HubSpot, SendFox, a third-party API, and I might be doing that through Zapier or through any other application. But the key there is to attach the right metadata to the video, which is not available or visible to the end viewer, but it's available to you as the personal user. So I'm going to add this information here. Also, this information is quite relevant because when you use first name, last name, and/or email, the contacts here are displayed in people under the people section. And this helps you know if, in this example here, if John Doe has seen the video or not, if he has seen the call to action or not, etc. So if you have anything around 1,000 or 5,000 contacts, the people section is great because you can see at a glance if a contact has seen the video or not. You can also search that contact by first name, last name, or email. So this is great also for account-based marketing. If you're in customer experience and like to follow up with calls, emails, and so on, this is actually great. Okay, if you need aggregated analytics or if you have a large number of contacts, then use intelligence here, which will give you aggregated analytics, or even Google Analytics through Pirsonal. Great, so I'm going to continue here. So first name, I don't have the last name, but I do have the email, which I would need later to send emails from to connect our application, so that with any email marketing tool or any other tool that requires the email. And then custom metadata is basically a few fields that you can use to attach structured data to the videos. Okay, so in this case, let's say I want to attach to these videos behind the scenes to use in other automations in the future or right away. the upsell product and the discount. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add this data as well so that I have it later in case I need it later. As a recommendation, use it always because you never know when you're going to need it. And in my case, I usually need this information to create better messages later on, triggered by content created by Pirsonal. Okay, so this way you can create more contextualized messages that have something to do with the video content, and your conversions will be a lot better. The more contextualized the data is, the content is, the better conversions you get. That's simple. Now, we have landing page logo, a landing page banner, and the other fields here. So these are these fields. We're gonna go over now where the landing page. So we're gonna personalize this logo, this background image here where the airplane is. And then we're going to personalize this text here, and this box here. Again, you're basically creating an automation so that you can do this at scale. So in this case, I want video keywords are usually not that relevant. It depends on how you use them because the custom metadata field is just more powerful because it allows you to structure the data in a better way. You can also use keywords if you want to, that's up to you. I usually don't use them that much, to be honest, because custom metadata is just a powerful way to do a lot better, to do a lot more. I'm going to now go over landing page logo. And for this, I'm going to use a logo I have in another document here. Let me find the logo. All right, here I have it. And in most of the cases, the logo will be static, meaning it won't change dynamically. But because this would be usually like your company's logo, but I strongly recommend to personalize this image that you have here where the airplane is, because in this case, my business goal is to upsell. Let's say I am a hotel and I want to sell more. So I would do that by upselling in this case. So if I have different products like I do here, spa plus dinner, dinner for two, spa and massage, golf, etc., it would be a better idea to use a background video image here, based on the product I want to upsell. So you can do that. I'm going to show you how. What I would do if I were you, I would copy the URL I want to use, I would paste it here, and I would dynamically change or map or merge the content here with the content from the product. That's the way I would do it if this was my situation right now. Obviously, you would have to have that image somewhere, hosted somewhere. Okay, so since I haven't prepared these images for this presentation, for this tutorial, I won't do it, but this is what I would do if this was a production project. I'm going to use a fixed image. And now let's continue with the title. The title would be something like, let's say, first name. We have a perk for you. So Liam, we have a perk for you. So we are mapping the fields here so that you can automate the creation of this. You're giving it a structure. And using the first name is something that it's actually really powerful, because most of your leads, customers, your audience is not, they are not expecting a personalized landing page. Most of them already know that somehow you create emails that have their names on them, but they do not expect a landing page that has that information. And with Pirsonal, you can do that automatically and at scale. Then for the description, you could add any other text here. To be honest, I haven't thought about a text now. Let me see if I have one here. I don't. I mean, I do, but it has nothing to do with this. So I'm gonna leave it empty, or just gonna add Lorem Spa so that you can see that that's actually possible with, okay, something like this. This is not a great copy. Get because You are a loyal guest. Get spa with 5% discount now. To be honest, I wouldn't use this copy in the description, because my recommendation from a strategic perspective is that this content and the content from here as well moves the user to actually watch the video, and then you would display the call to action in the video that would make this person to actually, in this case, upgrade. On average, that's what I would do. Okay, landing page embed content URL, it would be the box here. So here you can embed any third-party content. To keep it simple, I am going to simply show my Calendly link. Okay, if I find it. Calendly Josias. Okay, you could embed any third party, basically the content from a URL, and that, I mean, if it is responsive, a lot better. You could also personalize the CSS to modify the look and feel of the landing page on a per contact basis. So maybe for some contact, maybe if you're talking about ladies, it would be like more warm colors, and if it's more about like men, it would be maybe cold colors, just to give you an idea. So you could modify that, or even the size, or the type, the font family here as well, all these elements using custom CSS. Okay, this usually requires a web developer to be around you to give you that information. You can also personalize the image in linked shares for things like Facebook or Twitter, which is the preview image that is shown when the content is shared. All right, for the metadata, you would simply add the link of that image here. I'm not going to do that right now to save time, but that's what you would do. And now let's have some fun with the call to action. Again, we're doing this you only need to do it once, and once that automation is on, you can reuse it as many times as you need. In my case, I would have this on, the automation on. I would simply come here and just add rows. 1, 2, 3, 1,000 of them, 10,000 of them, and Pirsonal would automatically generate the content for me pretty much or close to real time, basically. Now we're gonna go over the call to action. The call to action is this content that you see here. You can display it whatever you want in the video. Depending on the integration you use connected to Pirsonal, it would be it could be displayed at the beginning of the video and or at the end of the video, and or based on time, like from second 5 to second 10 and so on, and also based on user behavior. Through Zapier, if you're using Zapier, you can do it, you can add it based on time and based on user behavior, and also based on at the end of the video, which is the post-roll one. The first thing you will need to do here is to select the type of call to action you want to use. This can be text or HTML. You could also use a custom one, or bring it from here. You could have another column here that would say which type of call to action is to show. I'm going to select the text call to action. If I were to use the custom HTML call to action, I would need to provide the HTML. In this case, it is just faster and easier to use the standard call to action, the text one, which is this one here. Now I'm going to add the text for the call to action. This is the call to action body text, which is this text here. Matthias want to save 350, etc. So I am going to do something simple just for this example, which will be first name, get your spa with discount off now. And then I would do the call to action button text, which will be something like get off now. Okay, remember we are taking dynamic information, personalized information in this case. Now the call to action URL, you could also add it dynamically. In this case, it would make lots of sense to send the lead to the right landing page based on the product the lead wants to buy. I will not do it now because I don't have the content prepared for this example, but that's what I would do if I were you. Okay, but you need to provide a URL. This URL can be a website. It could also be an email. It could also be a telephone number or a file, for example, right? So here you have, it could be HTTPS, email link, mail to, phone link, tel. Okay. Now we're going to define when we want this call to action to be displayed. Normally you would have the call to action. My recommendation is to have the call to action around half of the video, if it is a short video, and also at the end of the video, because your conversions will be a lot better. Okay, so you would do something like from second 5, let's say, to second 10. These are seconds, and this information here could also be dynamic. Maybe based on the product, you would be shown the call to action in one or another place. And then also based on user behavior, extremely recommended because people are not expecting this. They're not expecting the call to action. You can so if they pause the video, see the call to action, or they request the call to action by clicking here, that's really effective. For example, show call to action when pausing the video. So if I come here and I pause this video, the call to action would be displayed. Since users are not expecting that behavior, that the call to action is extremely effective for 2 reasons. It is being displayed based on their behavior, and secondly, because it is personalized. Personalized calls to action are about 200% more effective than generic calls to action. Then you can also decide if you want to display the call to action when the video, if you want to pause the video when the call to action is displayed. So, generally speaking, when you're using this call to action here, which is the standard one or the text one, you want to pause the video in the background video when the call to action is displayed. And usually when you have like the custom HTML call to action, which sometimes is used to simulate this type of personalization you see in the background here, sometimes you want to continue playing the call to action in the background. If in the video there you have someone saying like, click the following link, and that person is speaking while the call to action is displayed, in those cases usually you want the call to action, the video, in the background to continue being played. So it depends on what you want. And it can also be, as you can see here, it can also be dynamic. Okay, just like all these fields. Now we're almost there to test it finally. If you want to allow the call to action, if you want the user to be able to close the call to action, usually yes, but there are cases where you do not want that, especially if you use the custom HTML call to action and if you're using it as a way to simulate or to emulate the personalization here in the background, as if you were using our main personalization engine, okay, which is not something I'm doing in this particular case that I'm building here. And lastly, something I recommend almost always is to also have the call to action at the end of the video. Okay, the post-roll call to action, which means that at the end of the video, the call to action will be displayed automatically. Again, people are not expecting that, so this makes it extremely effective. Also with the personalization, it's just poof, it works really well, okay? Now let's test it. You click continue, and Zapier will guide you through a testing process so that you can make sure that everything is according to what you want. So you see the data here, we see the data here, test and review. And Pirsonal will give you here the ID of the video. I'm going to copy this ID and I'm going to use it here. I'm going to remove this one, I'm going to paste it here. And let's see how it looks like. All right, we have the elements with logo here, the background image, which I should have personalized. I'm not doing it because I didn't have the resources already. I'm ready for that. But I would strongly recommend that. Then we have here the personalized text, which would also be shown if I share this landing page through social media channels. Description, this box here, we have obviously the video, we have the call to action here. We're going to go over the behavior in just a moment. And something from a strategy perspective, something that you usually want to do is to focus the content of the call to action, the content of the title, the content of the description, the content of this box here towards the same goal, the one conversion goal you have. In this case, this specific case, it would be to help Liam upgrade to buy a spa for because he's going to spend a few days there, so they want to offer him a spa with 5% off. Okay. So maybe here this would be a spa image or another video, a carousel, you name it. This image here would be like an amazing image of the spa. If Liam is going by himself, it would be maybe just one person there. If he's going with his family, maybe it's like family activity in the spa. If he's going with a partner, pretty much the same with his couple, and so on. So the more contextualized the data is, what the content shown to the user is, the better. Okay. Now let's go over the call to action behavior. So we have this video here. Call to action would be displayed now in second 5. That's what we told the platform earlier that we want. The call to action displayed in second 5 here. Okay. Let's continue. And if I pause the video, the call to action would be shown as I asked earlier here in the automation as well. That can be a personalized field as well. I can also request a call to action by clicking here. And then if we wait to the end of the video, you'll see how in a moment the call to action is automatically displayed. Again, we are creating the structure for the automation so that whenever this document here is updated, Pirsonal automatically creates the content for you. The same concept is applied to web forms, to a chatbot, to a CRM, to a marketing automation tool, email marketing tool. You name the trigger, it doesn't matter. Any automation is possible. You just need to connect the right applications to make them possible. As you can see here at the end of the video, the call to action, the post-roll call to action here was displayed. So you can add the call to action in different places in the video. All right, so let's say I'm happy with this. I'm gonna name this automation demo upselling. Okay, I'm happy with this. I'm going to turn this automation on. And now, okay, it is on now. As you can see here, we're going to go to my templates. I'm going to find this template. Here's the video, the template, the project. I'm going to go to videos. And here in videos, this is the one I just created. Now it's time to have some fun. And I'm going to create the links for all these guys here. Okay. So I'm going to select them all. I already created the content for Liam, so I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to copy this. Copy. I'm going to come to my production document here in Zapier, like in Google Sheets for the Zapier automation. I'm going to paste these guys here. And guess what's going to happen? Yep. So Pirsonal will automatically create the content for all these individuals automatically again and at scale with the personalization I'm adding here. So if you had 1,000 contacts, it would create 1,000 combinations. And by creating a separate link for each one of them, It can also track analytics individually. Here in people, as I showed earlier, you can also add a web form to the videos using, in this case, our API, and see the responses here. You can track analytics, aggregated analytics here, intelligence. You can see you can do a lot, and you can also, which that would be another video I'll record at some point soon. You could also connect our application to any other application, so that whenever Pirsonal creates the content, that other application is updated to send emails with the personalized video link, the landing page, to update a CRM, to update maybe a messaging platform, even a chatbot, or maybe a Facebook message or something similar. So you could do that at scale and automatically. Just remember that in this case, I added more than 100 rows. Okay, when you do that, if you have a process like Google Sheets, like a bulk process, what happens is that Zapier holds the data and you need to confirm this manually. Okay, so if that happens to you, remember that that's the case. When you use things like spreadsheets, where you can send data like in a batch or bulk, Zapier will sometimes, well, usually would require a confirmation. Okay, so I need to do this now. What you would do is just select all of them. In this case, play 119 rows. Click play, replay, confirm, they start playing, and as that happens, come here, refresh Pirsonal, you'll see the links generated. Okay, so here I have the video for Oliver, Mateo, Theodore, and so on. Let me click Pirsonal Page. This one for Mason. Mason, we have a perk for you. Because you are a loyal guest, get a golf with 5% discount. Obviously my copy is not amazing here. Let's see the call to action. Mason, get your golf with 5% off now. Get 5% off now. And this is just, if we go here, we'll find Mason. Here it is, Mason. Okay, so if I were to try to find out if Mason had seen the call to the video, maybe the call to action as well, although I haven't displayed it for real. I would click here and I would find the contact here. Okay, since I haven't played the video, I won't see the reaction here. And that's it. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to help you. I love marketing automation, and there are really interesting workflows that you guys can create to increase engagement and make your audience react. Remember, whatever you use video, you can make those videos highly relevant to your context, to your customers, to your prospects, to your leads, and you can use personalization to make them react, to make that next step relevant, highly relevant, depending on who they are. And this is something that Pirsonal makes really easy for you, super flexible, regardless of the workflow you have. Either if it is like something more structured, like a spreadsheet with Google Sheets here, or even our campaign tool, or any other automation, web form, LinkedIn, you name it. There are countless ways to connect to our platform. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.